Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel. And today it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus Mixed Media Frenzy YouTube hop. So down below in my description, I will have a link to all the other ladies and channels that are participating in this hop. Here I'm just going through all of the items that I pulled from my October Halloween bin, and I'm going to use that sketch right there to go ahead and use my layout. I was thinking about the other one, but I do end up going with this one. So that's everything that I've pulled. I've pulled way too much, obviously. That is the distress ink that I'm going to use with this stencil, and right here you'll see that my little distress tool was no longer Velcro-y, so I do have to go ahead and get another little foam piece. I'm going to go ahead and lay this stencil down, and I'm going to ink through it, obviously, but I want it to be a little, wonky and weird, so in some areas I put more pressure and more ink, and others I don't. The one thing that I am just focusing on is matching the bricks up, because it's going to be a brick wall pretty much that's just kind of like weird all the way down the page, and I also want to make sure that there are no straight lines. So you will see in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pull my picture in, and it is a picture of me and my son and my ex-stepson from a trick-or-treating years ago, and my son, this is the cutest picture of him because he's a Ninja Turtle that year, and he loved that shell, so whenever you wanted to take a picture of him, he turned around and looked back at you so you could see his shell, because that was the most important part of his entire life, was that turtle shell. So that's what he's doing. He's actually turning around and just looking back at the camera to show his cool shell. So I do go ahead and pull that out and trim it down because I'm going to do some layering behind it, but I wanted to make sure that I'm going out far enough with my mixed media. And like I said, I'm just focusing on not having straight lines, so I have to line, like right there was a straight line, so what I do is I just bring the stencil back over, match up the brick lines, and peek it out in just little areas here. I do run this brick wall pretty much vertical down this side of the page. Right now I am on the right side of the page, but after I get it all done, I flip it around because, oh no I don't, you'll see what I do. I also pull out some Heidi Swap, I guess it's not glaze, what is it, the stencil paste. So I'm getting that all down. Obviously that little middle piece right there is like, less than shaded in, but it's okay, and it's where everything matches up, but that's where my picture's going to go with all my fun, cute little layers. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out I just got this, I just received a order from a cherry on top, and I got this stencil right here, which is all fun little cross patterns, and there is the black Heidi Swap texture paste or stencil paste or whatever you want to call that. I do grab my Nuvo spatula, and I'm just kind of looking to see, okay, I do not want to put the mixed media behind the paste behind the picture, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some rough little patches here and there all over the layout. Now obviously I didn't clean my layout between uses, so there will be a couple spots that you'll see, you can see up close, that have like basically done a stencil print, and I do kind of fix those. Now this one right here, I get this one on here, and there's a weird print at the edge of the page, so I'm going to try to fix it, and it's right there. I don't like the one that's all the way over, away from the mixed media. So I'm going to take what's left on my spatula, and I just kind of swipe it up to make it look like messy little swipes. See, I do it right here, and I'm going to do it right in this one because this one was kind of messed up, and that one right there, I don't like that one over there. I just really don't like that one over there. So I do come back and use my, I believe that's Dina Winkley, just black spritz, and I do little sprinkles all over the page with the black, and I'm going to come back in with the Heidi Swap Color Shine in Mustard, which is an orangey color, because it's Halloween layout, right? So it's black and orange. Woo woo! Alright, that was my funness. And I go ahead and sprinkle that all over. Now, I do set this to the side and let it dry, so I do take a break for a minute and actually work on something else. And it doesn't take too long because I do not have a thick layer of anything on the page. Right there, I'm trying to figure out, I want to cover up this piece right here. So I just rip off that side of the cardstock. I didn't like that smudge. It was way too far out from the rest of the mixed media, and it just wasn't pleasing to my eye. So I'm going to do something that I haven't done in quite a while. I'm going to rip the page off, and I'm going to back it with that fun Halloween paper. And it's got a whole bunch of candies and stuff on it. And actually I do flip this around, and the reason I flip it around was I was right, I thought I did. I flip it around because this pattern paper is all different kinds of candies, and it says treats. Well, when I'm putting it down, I'm like, all the words that say treats are all going different ways, so it didn't matter which way I put it down until I do this part, and the only ones that say treats that are showing are upside down. So it wasn't gonna work. So what I do here is I go ahead and get out my trimmer, and I'm gonna trim it down to make sure it's 12 by 12, and then I have that cute little strip left over, and I thought, well, let's just, even out the page. And that's when I realized, see right there, I'm like, great, the only treats that are showing are upside down, so it has to go this way, which I actually end up liking it this way better anyway, so it totally turned out for the best. I do take that one little strip that I have left, and I'm going to run that along the opposite side of the page, so now that each side of the page is weighted with the pattern paper. And because they're trick-or-treating, obviously the little candies was pretty fun. This is another, these were 2 pieces of scrap that I had left over. I'm going to wonkily cut these to just about a little, just a little border here and there, and I'm going to use both sides of the page to back my photo in a weird, wonky, layered up look. I get those layers right to where I like them, and because I will not be able to recreate that, excuse me, I go ahead and grab my little tiny attacher and I staple them in the middle. Now they're secure, and I don't have to worry about trying to layer them up to how I like them. And that is pretty much where my layout or my picture is going to go. I do drop it just a little bit. I'm looking for a little bit, and I do drop it. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down to the page, and now I'm going to pull out some of my just ephemera pieces that I have. I like that little banner there that says Trick or Treat. This little card right here I really wanted to use, but he ends up getting tossed to the side, and an orange one comes in. And I only use the card as a layering piece to bring some orange into the center of the page, because there's orange on the strips of the pattern paper that I put on. I'm going to go ahead and take this tag right here, and it says Trick or Treat, but I already have Trick or Treat at the top, so I cover up the trick and it just says Treat at the bottom, and I cut it in half, and looks like the tag is layered underneath the entire photo cluster there. That little ephemera piece there says Eek, and I put that over my stepson, or my ex-stepson, because he was the Scream character. And now I'm going through and just looking at all the different things. Like I said, I pulled in a lot of items, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to use everything or even touch some of the packages, which is fine. I did pull in chipboard, which I did not use any of the chipboard or that 12 by 12 sticker sheet. I was basically looking for something to layer underneath that banner at the top, but it was alright. I never did find anything. So right here I have these stickers that I had purchased from Tuesday morning, and I'm going to use the one that says Hey Pumpkin, and that is going to serve as my title right there. I'm just reading everything. I don't make you watch me go through all this because I'm sure you guys know that as I pulled off the Hey Pumpkin, I pulled off the backing as well. So off camera I go ahead and pull that all off, and I ended up gluing it down as well. I do a little bit on camera, but you can see that the backing is still on everything as I was trying to pull it up. So right here I am going to go ahead and go through all these layers and just add more adhesive to make sure that everything is secured to the layout. And I feel like I'm talking super fast, so I do apologize for that. I do want to say thank you to the ladies that invited me into the Mixed Media Frenzy, especially Ronnie Sue Scrapper. She's the one that invited me, and I really appreciate that. I love working with mixed media. I don't feel as if I'm the best at it, but practice makes perfect. So this is a really good way. And this is like one of my very first YouTube hops. I did one earlier this year, and this is a big deal, so I really appreciate it. I do go ahead and pull some glittery bats out of another sticker sheet, and I stick 2 on the page, I will come back and stick a 3rd one on. And right here, as you can see, I'm trying to pull it off, and that was horrible. So then I'm going to show you, I thought it would be a lot easier to, pull the backing off this way. Again, not easy at all. I do have to go in with my liquid adhesive and glue that hay pumpkin all down, which it'll come back in just a minute. We'll cut, and my title will be on the screen. Oh, there you go. Now also, I went ahead and put a bat on and some other things. I thought I hit record, and I didn't, so I'm just pointing out little things that I had. I stuck some little squishy, like, starbursts around the page. I got a little skeleton on the page, another bat, and now I'm going to come in and stick some candy corns that are off this sticker sheet, just sprinkle around the page, because there's candy corns in the pattern paper. I do have to grab my liquid adhesive and go ahead and glue everything back down. Right here, that ephemera pack came with, I believe, 5 big orange sequins, and I am just sprinkling them on the page as well. And I didn't really do that much embellishing because I didn't want to cover up all that fun mixed media, right? And that was super easy to do, and I really struggled thinking, how was I going to do mixed media for this layout, but absolutely fun. And please go down below, check in my description, and visit all the other lovely ladies and channels that have participated in today's, it's all about it's the Hocus Pocus, oh, I forgot the name, it's the Mixed Media Frenzy, it's Hocus Pocus YouTube hub. I am sorry that I forgot the name. Whoa. There is not too much more that I'm going to do to this layout. I am just getting everything glued down to make sure it doesn't fall off in my page protector. So give me a thumbs up if you liked my video. Please click that subscribe button below. And again, don't forget to go check out everyone else. Right here I do grab some puffy candy corns as well, just to get those down on the layout. Oh no, that was a little bitty Halloween character guy. I do stick a couple of those on the layout as well. So there you go.